If you're on a fat loss journey and find yourself constantly battling hunger, it might not be a lack of willpower that's the problem, but rather your hormones. Today, we're going to explore 7 hormonal tips to turn off hunger so you can reach your weight loss goals. Implementing these strategies will not only leave you feeling more satisfied, but also enhance your body's natural fat-burning capabilities. And stick with us to the end as we'll uncover how an unusual vegetable can help suppress cravings, and also how eating chocolate can help with weight loss too. First off, the timing of your eating can help balance hunger hormones. A way to do this is using time-restricted eating. An example of this is giving your body a 14-hour break from digestion by finishing dinner at 6 p.m. and having breakfast at 8 a.m. And here's the reason it can help with weight loss. Lengthening the non-eating periods leads to a decrease in insulin levels. This is useful as it enhances insulin sensitivity, an important element for managing weight and reducing the risk of type 2 diabetes. But there's more to it. Fasting also amplifies the production of human growth hormone, HGH, which is instrumental in growth, body composition, cell repair, and metabolism. Elevated HGH levels can assist with fat loss and muscle gain. Furthermore, time-restricted eating aids in regulating leptin and ghrelin, hormones that govern appetite. Harmonizing these hormones can help sticking to a healthy diet, thereby facilitating fat loss. Studies also indicate that intermittent fasting might lessen inflammation associated with various chronic diseases. Reduced inflammation could enhance hormone function. Time-restricted eating promotes disciplined eating habits and curbs late-night snacking, which often results in weight gain. Additionally, fasting periods condition your body to transition more effectively between using carbohydrates and fats as energy sources. This boosts metabolic flexibility, leading to more effective fat burning and weight management. By limiting the window which you eat, you might naturally intake fewer calories. Establishing this caloric deficit is crucial for fat loss. Lastly, fasting can influence stress hormones like cortisol. Regulating cortisol effectively through time-restricted eating can improve overall hormonal balance. We're about to explore another great way to balance stress hormones. But first, if you find these tips helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe. Next, we have high-intensity interval training, or HIIT for short. Believe it or not, but this type of exercise can do more than just burn calories. It has a profound impact on 2 important hormones: human growth hormone, HGH, and catecholamines. HGH is a potent hormone that fuels growth, cellular reproduction, and cell regeneration. It's instrumental in building muscle mass and increasing bone density. Conversely, catecholamines are chemicals discharged by our adrenal glands when faced with stress or during exercise. These include adrenaline and noradrenaline, which prime your body for fight or flight response. So how does this affect hunger? When you engage in HIIT workouts, the body releases HGH and catecholamines, which help curb hunger by lowering ghrelin levels, the hormone responsible for sending hunger signals. But there's more to it. HGH and catecholamines play a pivotal role in fat loss as well. HGH assists in breaking down fat cells for energy use, a process known as lipolysis. Catecholamines also stimulate lipolysis, but their primary function is to boost your metabolic rate, which means you burn more calories even when at rest. A study carried out at the University Hospital of Uppsala, Sweden, discovered that growth hormone therapy significantly influences weight and hormones in individuals with HGH deficiency. Participants who had been deficient for about 10 years received either HGH or a placebo. The results were astounding. HGH treatment reduced overall body fat and increased lean body mass, essentially leading to more muscle and less fat. This is particularly fascinating as the therapy decreased levels of ghrelin and increased adiponectin, which is associated with lower fat levels. These findings suggest that controlling ghrelin and adiponectin through HGH might be an effective strategy in combating obesity. Incorporating HIIT into your routine can stimulate the release of HGH and catecholamines that not only curb hunger but also promote fat loss. In a moment, I'll show you how a delightful treat can actually help in reducing hunger. But before that, let's look at sleep. Get this, the quality of your sleep can actually dictate your hunger levels the next day. A good night's sleep allows your body to go through several stages needed for hormone regulation. When you're running on little sleep, your body cranks up ghrelin production, which triggers your appetite. However, when you're well rested, your body has time to regulate ghrelin levels effectively. The result? You wake up with less of an urge to raid the fridge. Then there's leptin, the hormone that tells you when you've had enough to eat. During a good night's sleep, leptin levels typically rise. This uptake in leptin sends signals to your brain that you have enough energy stored and you don't need to eat more. But when you're skimping on sleep, this pattern gets disrupted. Your leptin levels drop and your brain gets the message that it needs more energy intake, leading to those all too familiar hunger pangs. So remember, a well-rested body is a well-regulated body. Another surprising way to help turn hunger off is eating dark chocolate. This is due to the effect it has on cortisol. This is often referred to as the stress hormone that plays a role in regulating our hunger. When people experience stress, their bodies respond by increasing cortisol production, which subsequently leads to a rise in appetite. This reaction occurs as cortisol starts fat and carbohydrate metabolism for immediate energy and triggers insulin release to sustain blood sugar levels. The ultimate consequence? A surge in hunger. Interestingly, in a scientific study titled Dark Chocolate Intake Buffers Stress Reactivity in Humans, participants were split into two groups, one consuming dark chocolate and another ingesting a placebo. Following a stress test, researchers assessed various stress response indicators, including cortisol levels. The research concluded that the group who consumed dark chocolate exhibited a significantly reduced cortisol response to stress compared to the placebo group. When consuming chocolate, the lower the sugar content, the better. So go for 85% dark chocolate or higher. We'll talk more about sugar and hunger in a moment, but first, let's look at other foods that can help regulate hunger hormones, protein-rich foods. Here's what's important to know. Switching to a high-protein diet has been shown to be effective in weight loss. A 2005 study found that simply boosting protein intake while keeping carbs the same can lead to a significant weight loss. Conducted on 19 participants, the study shifted their diet to include 30% more protein, with carbs constant. This small change led to an impressive reduction in appetite and calorie intake by about 440 calories. Even more fascinating, participants lost an average of 4.9 kgs, mostly from fat, over 12 weeks. This suggests increasing protein could make our bodies more responsive to hunger-controlling hormones, offering a powerful strategy for those struggling with obesity to shed pounds without feeling constantly hungry. So when you're planning your meals, be sure to include plenty of protein. A further key thing to turn off hunger is to avoid processed foods and foods high in sugar, as consuming these foods leads to a dopamine surge in our brains, a neurotransmitter linked with pleasure. This surge can trigger overeating as the brain tries to replicate this pleasurable sensation. A study named The Influence of Palatable Diets in Reward System Activation, published on Hindawi, offers some insights into this phenomenon. The research uncovered that foods high in fat and sugar combined, think ice cream, cookies, cakes, etc., don't just tantalize our taste buds, they actually stimulate our brain's reward center, much like an addictive drug. This disruption of our natural appetite control makes us crave more of these unhealthy but delicious foods. Although this study was conducted on animals rather than humans, it shows how these types of food can modify behavior, leading to overeating. Next up, a secret weapon in the battle against fat, the Jerusalem artichoke. This isn't just any ordinary vegetable. It possesses a unique capability to suppress ghrelin, the hormone responsible for sending hunger signals to your brain. Let's delve into how this works. When your stomach is full, ghrelin levels decrease. Therefore, it's logical to consume foods that maintain a feeling of fullness for extended periods. High-fiber foods are key players in this regard, and Jerusalem artichoke are an exceptional option. A medium-sized artichoke provides almost 40% of the daily fiber requirement for an average woman. But there's more to these tubers than just their high fiber content. They also rank among the top prebiotic foods available. Prebiotics serve as nourishment for beneficial gut bacteria or probiotics. Maintaining good gut health aids in regulating ghrelin and leptin. A research study available on PubMed investigated the impact of Jerusalem artichokes on post-meal blood sugar levels and certain hormones that affect blood sugar. The participants were provided with grated Jerusalem artichoke prior to meals, and the results indicated a significant decrease in post-meal blood sugar levels. This study demonstrates their potential influence on blood sugar regulation and associated hormones, indirectly affecting appetite control. So, incorporating Jerusalem artichokes into your diet is a great way to help turn off hunger. If you're unsure about what to do with this vegetable, you can purchase it in a powder form called inulin that you'll find in a health food store. That about wraps it up. If you're struggling to reach your ideal body weight, it might be your hormones. So make sure you click the link below this video to take our hormonal balance quiz and get a personalized hormonal report tailored to your hormone type. Also, if you found this video helpful, please subscribe and leave a comment below.